how the city of Miami plans to combat their ongoing battles with flooding. I'm Jalen Banks with more on the story.
Plus, what Missouri Southern's doing to help those who couldn't finish their degree, and how the MSSU soccer team is building its chemistry in the off-season.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 10. The city of Miami, Oklahoma has had trouble with flooding for decades. Residents hope a public meeting this week will help address that issue. KOAM's Jalen Banks has more.
The city of Miami has been battling flooding for decades, and they hope by holding their town hall meeting this Friday that they will change the fortunes of the city for better moving forward. The meeting will be open to the public, giving residents a chance to share their thoughts on the issue, and in attendance will be FERC, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, who will assess the relicensing and how the GRDA will operate the dam. The city, along with 456 property owners, are in the middle of a civil lawsuit with the GRDA, claiming that their operation of the Pensacola project caused repetitive flooding for the area, most notably in 2007.
And it has been a continual issue that just continues to get worse and worse. And one of the things that Miami has been doing is pretty much trying to somewhat defend itself and make sure that we had a voice.
Jim Knotts, owner of Knott's Grocery, reflects on that 2007 flood and the ongoing bout since.
It was 2007 we had the major flood, the substantial, total dam, total devastation. We had to redo the store, and so it's been often, way too often, or it seems like, obviously to me, it's way too often.
Other residents expressed their concerns about the flooding and how the losses compare to other local catastrophes.
It's just devastating to lose everything that you have when something like this occurs. The only thing I can compare it to is when Joplin went through the tornado up there. That's about the feeling. You're walking around in a loss. It's a sad thing to see everybody go through this, and every time it rains, you just live in fear. And to think that you're going to lose your stuff.
In Miami, Oklahoma, Jalen Banks, KOAM News.
We reached out to the GRDA for comment, but have not yet heard back. Let's check in with Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Yeah, and sadly, we've had so much rain over the past 6 weeks, and we're going to continue to get it as we go through this week. So we are going to have flooding issues as we go through the week. 83, 67 were the numbers today. After these storms exited the region, the afternoon actually turned out to be a pretty good day, but check out what's going on out west. More showers, more thunderstorms, central, western Kansas. This complex is getting ready to head toward us as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Thankfully, not super heavy rain tonight. These are going to fall apart as they work in. We're sitting mainly into low to mid 70s right now. We'll drop back to about 67, and we're going to start the day with some scattered thunderstorms and eventually up to 84 during the afternoon. But we also have a severe threat as we go through the week. We're going to look at that here in a bit.
See you then. Joplin police released the name of a Carthage man killed in yesterday's crash on Interstate 44. That crash happened just before 2:30 yesterday morning. Police say 44-year-old Juan Fuentes Jr. was driving a motorized scooter in the outside lane of I-44 eastbound when he lost control, crashed, and was thrown from the scooter. Authorities say Fuentes was then struck by multiple passing vehicles. That crash closed the interstate for 3.5 hours. At last report, the Joplin Police Major Crash Team was still looking for people who may have witnessed the initial crash. A federal judge in Oklahoma says the state's 3-drug lethal injection method is constitutional. The ruling paves the way for the state to request execution dates for more than 24 death row inmates who were plaintiffs in that case. Authorities for those inmates are expected to appeal the ruling. They argue the first of the 3 drugs, the sedative midazolam, is not enough to render an inmate unable to feel pain. Attorneys for the state rejected that argument. Work on some electrical lines in Pittsburgh could soon lead to some lane closures on some roads. The work will begin this coming Wednesday and continue over the next few weeks. Work will begin at 530th Avenue and move east along Centennial Drive to Roust Street. Once that work has been completed, Crews move north on Rouse Street and end at East Quincy Street. That work's going to be on weekdays, should be completed by June 29th, weather permitting. Missouri Southern is introducing a new program to help adults get their degrees. The university is launching a new adult degree completion program this fall. The new program will allow for greater flexibility for adult students to get their bachelor's or even master's degrees.
We know adult learners probably have other responsibilities, whether they're a parent or whether they're working full-time. So the experience needs to be a little bit different for them.
Mount says the initial degree that will be offered is a bachelor's in general studies with an emphasis in business. He says they plan to offer additional degree options as that program continues. Some newcomers were on the campus of Pitt State today. This was the first day for both new students and the new president, Daniel Shipp. Shipp's excited to begin the school year and meet more people in the community. Says his goal is to listen and lean in to try and further understand the uniqueness of Pittsburgh State University.
I think that higher education needs to talk about the value of the education. And so there's so much that gets packed into that. I think we lose that along the way, and we need to do a good job of telling our story.
President Shipp's 7-year-old son thinks gorillas are cool, very perceptive on his part, and gave his dad permission to come to Pittsburgh. Some area kids are spending the week at Missouri Southern to have some fun. The MSSU Kinesiology Department is hosting the 2022 Children's Lifetime Sports Academy. The academy is a great way for kids to learn the skills of activities that can be played for fun, health, fitness. The goal is to also build teamwork skills for the kids.
Teamwork aspect of it, because we're in a group of 25. Every color has 25 people. So we have 4 supervisors in charge of 25, and really just have them do the teamwork aspect and really have fun and not show it has to be serious all the time.
The academies from 12:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. will go into Thursday, an award presentation Thursday afternoon to recognize outstanding campers of the week. Coming up, mask mandates are starting back up in St. Louis after a rise in COVID cases, plus the number of monkeypox cases in the U.S. continue to rise. A spike in COVID-19 cases in St. Louis has prompted the return of mask mandates. Some businesses and at least one major tourist attraction are requiring people to cover their faces. Pepper Baker reports.
More disappointed than surprised, because I think we could have been beyond this.
That's how Luann Harding feels about the surge in COVID cases. She and her brother Ignatius Harding were visiting the Arch from out of town and made sure to have their masks on.
I've seen very few people here with them on at all. I've been here for 2 days.
It's worrisome. I'm a Franciscan brother, a Franciscan friar, and we've lost 7 of our friars through COVID. And some of them were just by someone being out without a mask and coming home and giving it to everybody else in the house.
Mercy Hospital infectious disease specialist Dr. Farron Mannion confirmed that the city and county have now entered into the high transmissibility risk zone.
The percentage has gone up, say from 3 or 4% just a couple of months ago to about 20% now being positive for COVID.
The St. Louis Metropolitan Pandemic Task Force is seeing about 39 new COVID patients each day.
Boosters are really going to be crucial in terms of preventing or trying to reduce our chance of getting this infection and certainly winding up in the hospital.
That's why starting Monday, anyone visiting the Gateway Arch will be required to wear masks inside all park buildings, regardless of vaccination status. The foundation made the announcement on their Facebook page.
I think it's a good idea for the people that are to protect themselves, but also to protect their neighbors.
I think we should take full protection of everything we can in our disposition, and that means masking indoors as well as getting vaccinated and getting boosted if you're eligible.
Employees in the city of St. Louis and the county are required to wear face masks, but they are still optional for customers. The number of confirmed or probable cases of monkeypox has risen to 31 in the U.S. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, those cases are in 12 states. As those numbers grow, health officials worry there could be community spread of the disease. To battle that, testing and vaccination is ramping up. More than 120 tests have been performed and about 1,200 doses of the vaccine have been offered to people most at risk of contracting the disease. The 2-dose vaccine is the same as the one used to prevent smallpox. New research suggests persistent disparities in access to a life-saving opioid dependence treatment. A Mayo Clinic study looked at more than 3,000 prescriptions of buprenorphine across the U.S. and found the medication was consistently lower for people 41 and older, women, and Black and Hispanic people. Apple shared its latest updates at its annual developer conference today. iOS 16 will offer some new bells and whistles for your iPhone, including the ability to edit or unsend iMessages. That might be nice sometime. You'll also be able to personalize your lock screen, both with wallpaper and live updates, like tracking your Uber ride or football game. The Apple Watch will have new features like heart rate zones and data on a runner's stride. All the updates will likely roll out later this year. A little bit later, the Joplin Outlaws are looking to win against the St. Joseph Mustangs. We'll have the highlights.
Plus, it looks like another round of showers and thunderstorms heading toward us. I'm going to break that down coming up. Well, of course, we have more showers. We have more thunderstorms during the morning hours. Again, some heavy amounts of rain, something that unfortunately we've become accustomed to over the past 5 or 6 weeks. Nice shot. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Looks okay right now. We actually have pretty much clear skies sitting at 73. Humidity's up there. May get a little bit of patchy fog as we go through the overnight hours tonight. But Pittsburgh 74, 76 in Miami, all through the metro. Neosho at 74. Carthage is sitting at 73 degrees. And this is consistent anywhere from Yates Center to Jay, all the way up toward Stockton Lake. Everybody's sitting low to mid 70s. All right, we got rid of the clouds after the showers and thunderstorms early this morning. We do have some spotty thunderstorms through central Missouri, and a couple of these guys may try to skirt our very far northeastern counties. But what's going on out to the west is our next batch of showers and thunderstorms, which will start to affect us late tonight into the morning hours. This is going to really fall apart as it rolls in, but still we're going to get some scattered activity by morning. Here's 4:30 in the morning. You can see it starting to increase in our western counties, kind of falling apart, but at 7 o'clock in the morning, we are going to have some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there, so take the rain gear during the morning, and then most of this is going to be out of here by the noon hour. I think the afternoon looks okay. We'll get some sunshine. We'll pop back into the 80s for highs, very similar to what we had today. The morning clouds, the afternoon sun, the morning scattered thunderstorms, the afternoon sun, still an isolated thunderstorm in the afternoon. 79 by noon, high temp 84. All right, by tomorrow night, here we go. And this is going to be a much bigger batch, much stronger batch, most likely severe. Late tomorrow night, so here's 3:30 Wednesday morning. Look at this batch plowing in, gusty winds, large hail, very heavy amounts of rain, flash flooding. As we go into Wednesday morning, this will be out by the noon hour. The afternoon looks okay. Then we briefly dry out. By the time we head into Thursday, it looks like just a very slight chance that we could get a scattered thunderstorm Thursday, and then it picks up again. All right, rainfall amounts just over the next few days. I think on average, most of us are going to be in that 2 to 5 inch range, which of course is going to cause some additional flash flooding. 84 tomorrow, 82 Wednesday, morning storms. Thursday, very slight chance. Thunderstorms really increase again Thursday night and then into Friday as we get these showers and thunderstorms pushing back in. Another big complex, most likely strong to severe. And then finally, as we head into the weekend, things are looking pretty good. Near 80 Saturday, get a chance to dry out just a little bit as we go into the mid 80s by the time we head into Sunday afternoon. So unfortunately, very wet, numerous rounds this week. The weekend looks pretty good. Kind of back to the rain again early next week.
It's all relative, I suppose, but yeah, the weekend looking pretty nice for sure.
Yeah, anytime it's dry on the weekend, we'll take it.
You bet. Thanks, Doc. Hey, when severe weather does strike, you're going to want to stay informed, and you can do that by scanning this QR code you see on your screen. You can do it right now. It'll take you to the KOAM News Now YouTube page. That's where our weather team is going to live stream during severe weather events to give you updated information. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Let's take a look at our tower camera, sponsored by R.E. Smith Construction, as work continues on the KOAM More Power project. Check it out anytime on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com/power. Danny joins us now. The Joplin Outlaws host St. Joe this evening, Danny.
Yeah, the Outlaws looking for their third straight win tonight. And a Pitt State athlete and 2 coaches earn awards today. That and more next. The Joplin Outlaws are 2-1 to begin this season. They're looking for their third straight at home tonight. Joplin closes out a 4-game homestand against the defending Mink League champs, St. Joe. It's the Mustangs that get going early in this one. Chopper up the middle scores 2. Then still in the third here, Liam Bailey makes a nice catch for the third out. But the threat is back in the fourth. Brady Holden finds grass in left. Run scores for St. Joe. And then Rob Butler hits it in the gap. That makes it 6-0 Mustangs. St. Joe goes on to complete the shutout 10-0 in 8 innings. In the majors, the Royals begin a 3-game home series with the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. Late start due to weather, Toronto takes the lead in the fourth off a 2-run homer. This offseason is an important time for Missouri Southern women's soccer. The Lions are entering their first season under head coach Sharday Boswell. Boswell was hired in January of this year. Since then, the team has been taking advantage of opportunities like hosting this youth camp to build chemistry and camaraderie prior to the fall. Boswell says getting to know the players off the field helps the relationships on the field as well.
Just getting to know them, but also them getting to know me outside of just yelling at them on the field, just barking orders at them. I think once they gauge my personality, when they separate practice from me being off the field, I think they'll get a better understanding of who I am as a person and understand when I'm being hard on them, it's for their benefit.
The U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association announced their regional awards today, and the Pitt State men rack up honors in the Central region. For the outdoor track and field season, PSU's LJ Kiner is named the Central Region's Field Athlete of the Year. Kiner finished in the top 3 in both the long jump and triple jump at the NCAA Division II Outdoor Championships. Kyle Rutledge is the Men's Coach of the Year. Rutledge has been with the Gorillas for 10 seasons, but this year is his first as head coach. He led the program to its first outdoor national championship. And finally, Men's Assistant Coach of the Year goes to PSU's Jason Crow. That's a look at sports. We're back with more after this.
On the 78th anniversary of D-Day, we honor a local veteran who participated in that Allied invasion. Joe Lackey served in the U.S. Army from 1943 to 1946. His hometown, Edna, Kansas, and we are proud to salute medical tech Joe Lackey, a 4-state hero. You know, we have more than 3,000 of these heroes in our database. You can look them up by hometown or by name, and we're always looking for more. Who doesn't know a veteran or currently serving service member? We all do. Why not nominate that person? Just go to our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports. Download the KOAM News app. It's available absolutely free of charge. You'll find it in the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store. Just search for KOAM News app. After nearly 2 years apart, a dog previously assumed dead is home with her owner. The unforgettable, improbable reunion happened at a humane society in Kansas, and Sean Logang has that story.
Have her scent all over the ground.
Together, again.
She's holding on to me right now. She's literally gripping my arm.
And Miley Trist
Looking
is
at the
keeping her
birds.
Chihuahua, Jazzy, close.
Jazzy, come here. Hi. Hi, honey. Hi. Hi, baby.
They were reunited Thursday
Hi. Hi.
at the Cowley County Humane Society after 2 years apart.
I was crying and I was shaking because I was just so overjoyed that she was, for one, still alive, and for two, that I could bring her finally home.
At 16, Miley met Jazzy at a California Humane Society, and it was love at first sight.
She is the sweetest baby.
But when moving to Salina in 2020, Miley says she gave Jazzy to a friend to look after her dog while she got settled.
They blocked me, I couldn't contact them, and then finally when I did find contact, they had told me that she died.
The call that Jazzy was found alive 3 hours away from Salina in a rock quarry was a very welcome surprise after mourning her for a year and a half.
Regretting giving her to those people and feeling so guilty about it, and I'm so glad I finally got her back.
Miley says what she experienced with Jazzy just shows the importance of why pet owners need to have their pets microchipped so that no matter where they might be found, they can make their way back home.
Every single animal has a different name, different microchip number, and it makes sure that you and only you get your pet back, and that's the biggest thing to me.
While still getting settled
Oh, lady, my little lady.
and acquainted with her new furry siblings,
She curled up in between my legs last night, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing to have my little cuddle buddy back.
Jazzy isn't short of any love.
Good girl.
If you're a dog owner, you understand the emotion of that story.
Absolutely.
Wow, it's a nice reunion. How happy was that dog, right, Jazzy?
Yeah.
Rain chances for rest of the week.
Yeah, pretty much. Scattered showers and thunderstorms get in here late tonight into tomorrow morning. A bigger batch tomorrow night into Wednesday morning.
Final sports note.
Joplin Outlaws fall tonight. They'll hit the road for the first time tomorrow at Nevada.
Thanks for joining us. Morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.